So as someone that has recently turned 30 and is now dyeing their hair every day because I'm going grey, I'm only joking, I'm not going grey just yet. But as someone that has just turned 30, I'm here to give you 5 lessons I learned in my 20s, and hopefully you can apply this to your own life, whatever stage you are at, to help you get more happiness out of your own life. So the first point I'm going to talk about is taking a risk and not settling for a job that makes you unhappy and a lifestyle that you don't enjoy. I spent 6 years coming out of uni going into jobs that I did not find fulfilling. I went from a maths degree into a banking career. I've sort of just followed the path that a lot of my friends were taking, and everyone needs to get a job out of uni, so a lot of people end up in financial services, which is obviously a great career path if you are interested in it or you see some purpose in doing it. But I've found that I was just sort of going down that route because I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I'd always had a passion for the gym but didn't really know how to actually put that into practice. And I think a fear of failure, a fear of taking a risk, held me back for quite a number of years, and it's only been in the last 18 months, 2 years, where I've fully committed to my passion into doing the fitness stuff as a career. Now, had I taken that risk earlier on, I'd probably be a bit further ahead than I am now. But that is just the reality of it. So anyone that is thinking about pursuing something that they have a deep passion for as a career, I would 100% advise you to do that, because I'm so much happier now in a fitness related career than I am in an industry that I'm a lot less interested in. So I would always advise you to get some experience, but then once you've figured out what you want to do, that is the point to just take action, take a risk. What is the worst that is going to happen? Second thing that I did in my 20s, which I think can benefit a lot of people, no matter what type of person you are, introvert, extrovert, pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, is traveling and experiencing new things. So I traveled around in my early 20s as part of a group of friends from university interrailing in Europe. But then late, as I went on in my 20s, I started doing a bit more travel with different smaller groups of friends, and then I did some solo travel as well. And I learned a lot about myself from my solo travel, and I would recommend this to anyone out there because it forces you to go out there and meet new people if you're traveling solo, but at the same time you can also decide when you want your own space and you don't have to answer to anyone. So you can do what you want when you want, and then put yourself into social situations and meet new people, learn about new cultures, have new experiences, and find out, you know, what more you want from a lifestyle really, and what other countries you'd like to see from speaking to people. So I definitely learned a lot from solo travel in particular and traveling with friends, so highly recommend that, and just seeing new places. The third point I'm going to talk about is putting the work in now. So although we have talked about, you know, enjoying your 20s, traveling when you do have time to, on the flip side of that, when you are working, you want to be dialed in and just putting as much effort in as you can at this stage of life, especially because if you think about it, when you get to your 30s, 40s, 50s, if you want to have a family, and generally as people get older, a lot of people do want to have partners, families, this is when you're going to have more responsibility. So suddenly the time that you have available to you shrinks versus in your 20s. So you think about, you know, you may be renting somewhere and then working, but maybe in your 20s you don't have a partner, you don't have children, you don't have a mortgage, you don't have the stresses associated with all of that, and you've got more time to travel, more time to put the work in and build the foundations for the life that you want to live long term. So for me, for example, I have more time now to produce content, to put the work into my business than maybe later down the line when I've got children and I need to be allocating more time to family life and to the responsibilities that come as you age, and maybe you're looking after your parents, things like that. So all of these family commitments and work-related commitments, personal life as well, which will develop over time. So just getting the habit of hard work from your 20s, I think, is just a good habit to establish, isn't it, really? I've just thought how funny it is recording this video about what I've learned in my 20s as I sit on my single bed back in my parents' bedroom at the age of 30. So I can assure you that this is only a temporary accommodation during the Christmas period. Now, the fourth point I'm going to talk about is friendship groups. Now, at the age of 20, or when you're at university, going out into the working world around 18, 19, 20, you probably think that the friends that you have at that point in life are going to be with you forever. And it's completely normal for your friendship groups to adapt and change during your 20s. So some people that I was speaking to at university or at the age of 20, 21, maybe met at that point in my life. There's some people I'm still in touch with, and some people will stay with you depending on where you move for work. And you know, it's easy these days keeping in touch, but it's completely normal for your friendship groups to adapt and change over time. And some of the best friends that I've got at this stage, at 30, are people that I've met during my working career, in my mid-20s, or met a bit later on. And a lot of this is going to be dependent on where you move as well. So when I moved to London, a lot of the friends that I've met are just through mutual friends in that area. So don't worry if your friendship groups change during this period, and that is completely normal. You'll still, you know, as long as you put yourself out there in work environments, social situations, wherever you're living, you're going to meet new friends along the way, and you'll naturally gravitate towards the people that you connect with the best anyway. The fifth and final point for you today is building resilience through tough times. So the periods that I've had that have been the toughest during my 20s, one of the ones that springs to mind is going through a breakup about 2 years ago. So as we were coming out of lockdown, about 18 months ago, 2 years ago now, so early 2021, I went through a breakup out of the blue. Was not expecting it at all. I was sort of planning further ahead with this person, thinking that things would develop and we maybe move in together. And then when, you know, it's like someone pulling the rug or carpet out from under you, and suddenly the shock hits you and you go through those stages of grief. So if you're someone that's going through a breakup in your 20s, or is just going through a tough time, maybe you've been made redundant, you lost a job, or you're going through a breakup or something like that, just know that this too shall pass. So this time shall pass, you are going to feel better again. And it's only through those times that you learn a lot about yourself. When you go through a breakup, for example, you can then have more time to focus on yourself. I was smashing the gym more, taking more care of my sleep, my nutrition. My physique went to another level as a result of that breakup, so I wouldn't take it back at all, or wouldn't change anything. And then once I got myself to a better place as well, in my late 20s, you know, a year later, I then met my new girlfriend, Georgia, and we're very happy together now. So, you know, good things can come out of bad periods, and you will find yourself a lot more resilient when you go through these tougher times. So whenever you're going through a little bit of a rough patch, just lean into it, push through, know that it's going to pass with time, and just take what you can from it, make the best out of the situation. Obviously, you know, if it's a really serious situation that you can't control, that's a different matter. But in this context, we're talking about building resilience through, you know, work pressure, losing a job, losing a partner, things like that, and then, you know, things that can be corrected in due course, and things will improve over time. So lean into these tougher moments and build that resilience, and then you're going to set yourself up for an amazing period in your late 20s, 30s, if you can go through these tougher periods in your 20s. Now, I hope you found the video useful and you took something from it, whatever stage of life you are at watching this. If you need a hand with anything, as always, just leave me a comment, let me know what other videos you'd like to see. Thank you very much if you made it this far. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you on the next video. See you later.